Looking back at younger years, many of us spent much of our time chasing more money, more achievements, more possessions. But as the years pass, life teaches us that happiness isn't found in having more, but in needing less. This shift in thinking opens a path toward a slower, more meaningful life. In this journey, I'd like to share the lessons of slow living, a lifestyle where slowing down, spending less, and focusing on what truly matters can bring joy, contentment, and a sense of fulfillment. Before getting into the main content, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to click the notification bell so you won't miss any future content. 1. Finding purpose beyond possessions. As we get older, we start to think more about our legacy. It's natural to wonder what we'll leave behind and how we'll be remembered. For many years, I, like many others, measured my success by what I owned. The car I drove, the house I lived in, the things I could afford. But as time went on, I began to realize that these things didn't define me. Slow living invites us to shift our focus from possessions to purpose. It encourages us to ask ourselves what truly matters. For me, I found that the most valuable aspects of my life were not the things I had, but the relationships I nurtured and the kindness I showed to others. The laughter shared with friends, the support given to family, and the moments of love and connection. These are the things that give life meaning. Possessions can bring temporary satisfaction, but they rarely bring lasting fulfillment. As we age, there's a unique opportunity to redefine what success means to us. Instead of accumulating things, we can focus on creating memories, leaving a positive impact, and sharing our wisdom with others. This shift allows us to live with purpose and intention rather than the endless pursuit of more. I encourage you to reflect on what you want your legacy to be. What stories do you want people to tell about you? For me, I hope to be remembered not for what I owned, but for the love I shared and the lives I touched. 2. Health and well-being. First, one of the greatest realizations that comes with age is the importance of health. In our younger years, health is something we often take for granted. But as we get older, it becomes clear that health is the foundation of a good life. Without it, even the most luxurious possessions lose their value. Slow living allows us to prioritize our well-being in a way that we might not have had time for in the past. It gives us space to make choices that nourish our bodies and minds. For me, taking a daily walk has become a cherished part of my routine. It's not about exercising for the sake of fitness alone. It's about connecting with my body, enjoying the fresh air, and taking a moment to appreciate life's simple pleasures. I also began paying more attention to the food I eat. Preparing a wholesome meal rather than relying on convenience foods has become an act of self-care. The process of cooking, of nourishing my body with fresh ingredients, brings a sense of satisfaction that fast food never could. Health isn't just about physical strength, it's about mental clarity, emotional balance, and spiritual peace. By living slowly, we give ourselves time to rest, to relax, and to recharge. This is crucial, especially as we get older, because our bodies need more care and our minds need more peace. Aging gracefully isn't about denying the passage of time, it's about honoring it by caring for ourselves. Even small changes can make a big difference. I encourage you to find routines that bring you joy and strengthen your health. Whether it's taking a quiet walk, stretching each morning, or spending time with loved ones, these moments of care can add up to a life of well-being and contentment. 3. The financial freedom of simplicity. Many of us worry about money, especially as we reach retirement age. The thought of running out of savings or not having enough to enjoy our later years can be daunting. But one of the surprising benefits of slow living is the financial freedom it can bring. When we shift our focus from accumulating to simplifying, we realize that we actually need far less than we once thought. Throughout my life, I've spent a lot of time and money on things that I thought would make me happy. But looking back, I see that many of those purchases were unnecessary. They brought temporary pleasure, but not lasting joy. By adopting a simpler lifestyle, I've been able to cut down on expenses and save more without feeling deprived. Choosing to live with less doesn't mean we're missing out. It means we're focusing on what truly brings us happiness. It's about aligning our spending with our values so that every dollar we spend adds value to our lives. For me, this has meant spending less on material things and more on experiences, like traveling, spending time with family, or learning new things. When we stop buying things we don't need, we free ourselves from the pressure of constantly needing to earn more. This can open up opportunities to retire earlier, to work less, or to spend more time on things that bring us joy. Financial freedom isn't about how much money we have, it's about how wisely we use it. Remember, true wealth isn't about having the most, it's about needing the least. By simplifying our lives, we can find a sense of peace and security that money alone can't buy. 4. Deepening relationships. In the busyness of life, it's easy to take relationships for granted. We get caught up in work, responsibilities, and the daily grind, and before we know it, days, weeks, even years pass without meaningful connection. But as we grow older, we realize that relationships are the true wealth of life. Slow living gives us the chance to reconnect with the people who matter most. For me, this has meant making an effort to spend quality time with family, to reach out to old friends, and to build new connections. I've come to appreciate that these moments of connection bring more joy and fulfillment than any possession ever could. Deepening relationships isn't just about spending time together. It's about being present, listening, and truly engaging with each other. It's about sharing laughter, memories, and even the quiet moments. There's something incredibly comforting about knowing that we have people in our lives who care about us, who understand us, and who will stand by us through life's ups and downs. In recent years, I've made it a point to put down my phone, turn off the TV, and focus on the people I'm with. I've found that being fully present in these moments brings a richness to my relationships that wasn't there before. By choosing to slow down, we give ourselves and our loved ones the gift of time, attention, and love. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that strong relationships are built on trust, respect, and a genuine desire to understand and support each other. These are the things that bring true happiness and peace, especially in our later years. The power of mindful living. Mindfulness is a simple concept, but its impact is profound. At its core, mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, appreciating what's right in front of us without distraction. In a world that often values speed and productivity, mindfulness reminds us to slow down and savor life. For me, mindfulness has become a daily practice. Whether it's enjoying a quiet cup of coffee in the morning, feeling the warmth of the sun on my face, or listening to the sounds of nature, I make a conscious effort to be present. These small moments, when truly appreciated, bring a sense of peace and contentment that's hard to find in a fast-paced life. Mindful living teaches us to let go of worry about the future and regret about the past. It encourages us to focus on the present, to experience life as it unfolds, and to find joy in the simple things. This shift in perspective can change the way we see the world and help us find beauty in even the smallest moments. Mindfulness isn't about perfection, it's about practice. It's about making a habit of noticing the details, of appreciating what we have, and of being grateful for each day. When we choose to live mindfully, we open ourselves up to a richer, more fulfilling experience of life. 6. The joy of downsizing. Downsizing can be a challenging process, but it's also incredibly liberating. Over the years, it's easy to accumulate things, and each item often carries a memory or a story. But as we go through our belongings, we realize that we don't need to hold on to everything. Sometimes, letting go is the most freeing thing we can do. When I decided to downsize, I was surprised by the amount of stuff I had collected. As I sorted through my belongings, I asked myself what truly added value to my life. I found that by letting go of things, I created space, both physically and mentally. Downsizing isn't about discarding memories, it's about choosing what's meaningful and letting go of what no longer serves us. Each item we release lifts a little bit of weight off our shoulders, making room for peace and simplicity. If you're feeling overwhelmed by clutter, start small. Choose one room, one drawer, or even just one item at a time. You'll find that each small step brings a sense of freedom and clarity. Downsizing helps us focus on what's truly important, allowing us to live with intention and joy. 7. Connecting with nature. Nature has a way of grounding us, of reminding us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. Over the years, I've come to see nature not just as a backdrop to my life, but as a teacher. There's a profound wisdom in the way nature operates, in the steady growth of a tree, in the changing of the seasons, and in the way life flourishes and fades, only to be reborn again. Spending time outdoors has become a cherished part of my day. I don't need to travel far or engage in strenuous activity. Simply sitting outside, feeling the sun on my skin, listening to the birds, or watching the gentle movement of the leaves in the wind brings a sense of peace. Nature invites us to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to reconnect with the rhythms of life. One of the most valuable lessons I've learned from nature is patience. A tree doesn't rush to grow. It simply stretches toward the sun day by day, year by year. Flowers bloom when they're ready, not a moment sooner. In a world that often values speed and productivity, nature reminds us that there is beauty and wisdom in moving at our own pace. Even if you live in a busy city, there are ways to connect with nature. Find a nearby park, take a walk, or bring a bit of nature indoors with plants. These small interactions with the natural world can bring us back to a place of calm and clarity. When we take time to observe and appreciate the beauty around us, we're reminded of the simple joys that life offers, no matter our age. 8. Practicing gratitude daily. Gratitude has the power to change how we see the world. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, bringing a sense of abundance and fulfillment. Practicing gratitude is a simple yet transformative habit that can bring joy and contentment, even in the smallest things. Each night, before I go to bed, I take a moment to reflect on 3 things I'm grateful for. Some days, it might be something as simple as a warm meal, a good conversation, or a moment of laughter. Other days, it might be the support of a loved one or a beautiful memory. These small acknowledgements of gratitude bring me a sense of peace and remind me of the richness of life. Gratitude teaches us to appreciate what's in front of us, rather than always looking for more. It's a way of saying, "This is enough. I am enough." In a culture that often pushes us to want and achieve more, gratitude reminds us that we already have many of the things we need to be happy. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring life's challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. Rather, it helps us to find moments of beauty and joy, even in difficult times. When we take time each day to recognize our blessings, we cultivate a mindset of abundance. This shift in perspective can make a profound difference in how we experience life, helping us to see the good, even on the hardest days. 9. Rethinking capitalism and consumption. Living simply often means questioning the culture of consumerism around us. Capitalism has brought incredible advancements and opportunities, but it also fosters a mindset of constant accumulation. Advertisements tell us that we need the latest gadget, the biggest house, or the newest car to be happy. But as we grow older, we realize that happiness doesn't come from possessions. It comes from meaningful experiences and connections. Rethinking our relationship with consumerism doesn't mean rejecting it entirely, but rather approaching it with awareness. Slow living encourages us to choose mindfully, to buy only what we truly need, and to focus on experiences rather than things. By making these conscious choices, we can break free from the cycle of endless consumption and find contentment with less. In my own life, I've noticed that reducing my desire for material things has brought a sense of peace and satisfaction that money can't buy. I've learned to value quality over quantity, choosing to spend on things that bring joy and meaning rather than fleeting pleasure. This shift in mindset has made my life simpler, richer, and more fulfilling. Living with less doesn't mean living without. It means living with intention. It's about recognizing that we don't need to fill our lives with things to be happy. Instead, we can focus on relationships, passions, and experiences. This approach not only brings personal peace, but also allows us to leave a lighter footprint on the world, a gift to future generations. 10. Embracing lifelong learning. One of the most beautiful aspects of life is that it's never too late to learn something new. Society often tells us that learning is for the young, but I've found that the desire to learn only grows stronger with age. Embracing lifelong learning keeps our minds sharp, our spirits curious, and our hearts open to new possibilities. Recently, I decided to take up a new hobby: painting. At first, I doubted whether I could learn something so new at my age. But as I picked up a brush and started creating, I felt a renewed sense of purpose and joy. The process of learning, of experimenting, of growing, brought a sense of vitality to my days. Lifelong learning doesn't have to be about mastering a skill or achieving perfection. It's about exploring interests, nurturing creativity, and opening ourselves up to new experiences. It could be reading a new book, learning a language, or even trying a new recipe. Each new skill or piece of knowledge adds color and depth to our lives, reminding us that we are never too old to grow. Learning keeps our minds active and helps us see the world with fresh eyes. It brings a sense of accomplishment and allows us to connect with others who share similar interests. In a world that's constantly changing, lifelong learning gives us the tools to adapt, to stay engaged, and to remain open to what life has to offer. I encourage you to explore something you've always been curious about. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner. What matters is the willingness to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep experiencing life's wonders, no matter your age. As we journey through our later years, we have a rare gift, the perspective of a lifetime. We've seen enough of life to know what truly matters, and we have the wisdom to make choices that align with our deepest values. Slow living is about using that wisdom to create a life of meaning, purpose, and peace. Embracing a slower lifestyle doesn't mean giving up the things we love. It means focusing on what brings us joy, letting go of what we don't need, and appreciating the beauty of simplicity. Whether it's finding purpose beyond possessions, prioritizing health, valuing relationships, or embracing lifelong learning, each lesson brings us closer to a life that feels deeply fulfilling. Let's cherish this stage of life, knowing that it's never too late to live intentionally, to seek joy in simplicity, and to savor the moments that make life truly beautiful. Slow living offers us a way to reconnect with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If these reflections resonated with you, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on a fulfilling life. Together, let's embrace the wisdom of slowing down, valuing relationships, and finding joy in life's simplest treasures. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, drop a 9 in the comments to let us know. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll never miss out on the wisdom we share next.